Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. We are behind the scenes today in animal nutrition. My name is Rebecca. I am an animal nutrition keeper. So today we're just going to give you a behind the scenes look at the building and kind of just take you on a day-to-day basis of what we do here. So our days actually start at 5 a.m. Ideally, there would be 3 of us in the kitchen and then 1 person delivering. We are a small team of only 7. With me today is my coworker, Wilbert, and he is actually working on some parrot diets for our bird department. So out here, we have some of our kitchen staples that we use in a good chunk of our diets: carrots, yams, apples, grapes, and oranges as well. So he is just chopping up some of our diets at the moment. We do cover 3 big sections usually. So it's primates, hoofstock, and non-primates. And non-primates is actually going to kind of like a catch-all for wildlife connections, our bird department, and carnivores. So right now, Wilbert is working on diets for our macaws in the bird department. So we do have a question in, and it is, what is the hardest animal diet? I would probably just say primates. So with the primates, we do the Wortham world of primates. We cover pants and all primates and chimps and gorillas. They're the hardest just because they require the most produce to actually prepare. We also wash them as well, and that can get pretty heavy. So we have another question in. What does a typical day look like for the team? So as I said again, our day starts at 5 a.m. We work until 1:30. 3 people in the kitchen is ideal. We have 1 person in each section, and they do those diets. We try to finish by 9 a.m. just because that's the time that the zoo is open, which means we would not be able to have carts on grounds, just for the safety of our visitors. So a delivery person would start their day with all of the hay deliveries, because that's what we do as well. We have a hay barn outside which can hold up to about 3,000 bales of hay. So they'll go ahead and start their day by delivering that, and then they get into the diets as well. One thing that we do care about here in the Houston Zoo is the environment. So we do go through a lot of produce, and sometimes we have like little ends that we can't really use. So we make sure that we do a lot of composting here. Behind us, we also have a tower of produce that we keep, and this just kind of has bigger chunks of produce that we can use at a later time. So everything's still good. We check it daily, and this is kind of our catch-all for any leftover produce after all of our diets are done. So we have another question. How did you get your start in animal nutrition? So I actually, when I was little, I wanted to go into the animal field, and I kind of just ran with that. I worked in animal care from around high school up until now, and it's kind of brought me to the zoo again. I also was an intern here at the zoo and did Camp Zufari, so it's nice to be welcome back to the zoo. So now that Wilbert has finished a little bit with his parrot diets, we're going to go ahead and take a walk through our animal nutrition area. So this was the kitchen. Now we're going to be going to our grain area. So in here we have about 93 different types of grains, vitamins, nuts. And this is also where we keep things for prep for the next day. So all of these diets will be going to different areas around the zoo tomorrow, as well as birds and hoofstock. We also cut and prep all of the giraffe lettuce for the giraffe feedings as well, and that gets stored in here. So if you're just tuning in, we are the animal nutrition department and we are in our grain cooler. So this is where we store all of the grain for the Houston Zoo. We try to divvy it up by sections. We usually keep birds on this side, primates and hoofstock area in the middle, and then further out it's elephants and like bear maintenance and herpetology as well. So if we keep moving to our other sections, we do have a thawing room for like our carnivore diets. They get bones as well, just so that way they can use the day of. We also prep a lot of primate stuff, and that's what we keep in cooler C. It is very cold back here. We try to keep this hallway at about 45 degrees, give or take a couple of degrees. And then this is our produce cooler. So this is where we keep all of our produce. We usually get deliveries every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we just got a whole bunch of bulk produce in today. We keep our produce, all of our perishables, as well as vitamins and juice for different sections. We kind of have some like interesting things in here, just because enrichment for different areas. So marshmallow fluff, we've had gum in here, brown sugar, syrup, honey, molasses, Kool-Aid packets. Sometimes it's very random, but if it's going to help an animal, you know, we're all for it. So we did get a question in, is there an animal that has certain particular tastes? We do have some primates that prefer certain flavors of juice over the others. We have preferences on yogurt. I think that's why most of them are peach flavored. Anything sweet. So if you're just tuning in, again, we are in our produce cooler in animal nutrition. This is a first time behind the scenes. So we did have another question in. What is your favorite animal behind the zoo? So personally, my favorite animal is our sloths. I love those guys. And that's also one of my favorite diets to make as well. And they're in Natural Encounters, Wildlife Connections. Okay, so Monica asked, what do zebras eat? So they're getting a lot of produce, lettuce, apples, carrots, yams, stuff like that. Every once in a while they'll get like specialized produce as well, like maybe some corn. So we also got another question from Amori. So she asked, how many eggs do we use? So weekly we use about 150 eggs. We boil those Saturday and Sunday. We also do weekly eggs for our primates, and those are bagged up and ready to go. They should be getting them every Thursday. So those are ready, and yeah, it's about 150 eggs. Good question. Almost weekly, ooh. So we also got another question that was about our lettuce. So as you can see, we do carry a lot of lettuce. We just got in 25 boxes today. And we try to keep at least 25 to 30 boxes in stock at all times, just because you never know. And this is lettuce for mostly hoofstock, as well as the rest of the zoo, and giraffe feeding. So our last section is the freezer. Did you want me to open it? So bear with me here, because it's a little spotty with our connection, but this is our freezer. Oh, the temp is -10, and that fluctuates a little bit. It can definitely get colder in there. So this is where we store all of our frozen things, including rodents. We have meat for carnivores, bones, and a lot of fish. We also do frozen veggies as well, just to kind of spice things up for birds. And this is primate produce, and this is what we wash in our kitchen. We have another question: what types of fish do the sea lions and penguins eat? So every week orders for herring, for capelin, and we make sure, since the penguins are a little smaller, that we have the correct size for them as well. We got another question in: what kind of rodents do you feed? So they vary in size, from rats to rabbits to like small pinky mice. So it varies depending on the area and the animal. So right now Wilbert's cleaning up. Usually we follow USDA regulations about a clean kitchen, and we take pride in our lovely kitchen. We use bleach to wipe down the tables and make sure we lift them up. We wipe down our scales, and we usually don't leave the kitchen until it's nice and pristine. Do you keep certain animal areas separate? So that is a question that we just got. In case you're tuning in right now, we are in the animal nutrition department. So yes, we do try to keep different animal areas separate. If you look around, we do have separate shelving for them as well, just for cross-contamination purposes. We don't want to mix any of the sections. So Monica asked, what time do we come in? So good question, Monica. We start our day at 5 a.m. unless we're getting like a special kind of delivery. So we get meat from Canada. So sometimes they will come in at 4 o'clock, so we'd have to come in a little bit earlier, but yeah, usually 5 o'clock is our start time. And once again, this is my co-worker, Wilbert, and he is just finishing up parrot diets for our bird department. We got another question in: what is the craziest enrichment item you've given to the chimps to eat or drink for enrichment? Actually, for October, they actually received mini candy bars. I'm not sure if that's for like enrichment or for training, but I'm sure they enjoyed those. So Serena asked, are vitamins and medicine mixed in? So anything prescribed is coming from the vet clinic, and we would not handle that. That would only be the vets, the vet techs, the pharmacy people. But vitamins that we can get like through Missouri, the company that we work with, those would be here in animal nutrition. So a section would just have to ask for them, and then we deliver them the same day or the next day. All right, so thanks for tuning in. Join us again after Thanksgiving for our next Facebook Live. We appreciate you guys so much.